Have you ever felt like you were losing your mind, not because you were sick, but because someone else was rewriting your reality? Right now, someone in your life might be using a silent, invisible script to dictate your emotions, and the most terrifying part is that you're thanking them for it. In the next 2 hours, we are peeling back the skin of human interaction to reveal the raw nerves of dark psychology. We aren't just looking at how people break, we are looking at how they are rebuilt. This is the ultimate masterclass in human transformation, from the prey to the person who sees the chess pieces before they even move. If you think you're immune to influence, you've already lost the first round. To understand human transformation, we must first look at how the self is deconstructed through behavioral engineering. Gaslighting is not just lying, it is a sophisticated psychological siege designed to make a subject doubt their own memory and sanity. In an educational context, this is the systematic displacement of a person's reality. By consistently denying objective facts, stating, "I never said that," or "you're imagining things," the practitioner forces the target to rely on the practitioner's version of the truth. This creates a psychological vacuum where the target's identity used to be, allowing the manipulator to fill that space with their own narrative. This deconstruction is often preceded by love bombing. In behavioral terms, this is positive reinforcement on steroids. By showering a target with intense affection and attention, the practitioner creates a chemical dependency, a dopamine loop. The target becomes addicted to the validation. When the practitioner eventually withdraws that affection, the target will do anything to get it back, effectively handing over the keys to their emotional autonomy. To use this effectively in a behavioral sense, one creates a peak so high that the subsequent valley makes the target desperate for any sign of approval, facilitating a total shift in their long-term behavior. Once the foundation of reality is shaken, the practitioner uses social regulators like guilt tripping. This is a form of emotional debt collection that leverages the target's empathy against them. By framing their own desires as sacrifices, or the target's boundaries as betrayals, the practitioner induces a state of chronic indebtedness. You aren't doing something because you want to, you're doing it to alleviate the pain of feeling like a bad person. This is followed by the silent treatment, or ostracism. Humans are evolved to fear social exclusion. By cutting off communication, the practitioner triggers the target's primal abandonment anxiety. The silence isn't a lack of communication, it is a loud demand for submission, forcing the target to apologize for things they didn't do just to end the agonizing coldness. The most complex maneuver in this playbook is playing the victim, also known as DARVO, deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. In this stage, the person causing the harm assumes the role of the person being harmed. By adopting a posture of fragility or righteous indignation, the practitioner sucks the air out of the room and diverts all scrutiny. If you confront them, they cry. If you ask for accountability, they claim they are being bullied. This flips the social script, forcing the actual victim to become the caretaker of their abuser. Deeply understanding this behavior is vital for self-protection. It allows you to see the difference between genuine vulnerability and weaponized weakness. True human transformation shouldn't be about becoming a predator, it is about becoming unhackable. By studying these dark patterns, we undergo a mental improvement process. We move from reactive behavior to proactive observation. Educational psychology teaches us that awareness is the first step toward immunity. When you can name the tactic, labeling it as love bombing or a guilt trip, it loses its power over your subconscious. You begin to rebuild your boundaries with reinforced steel, learning that your reality is not up for negotiation. This is the path to self-growth, a mind that is disciplined, a spirit that is guarded, and a life lived on your own terms. The world doesn't give you the truth, it gives you versions of it. Now that you've seen the blueprints of how minds are dismantled, you have a choice. You can remain a character in someone else's play, or you can become the architect of your own. The most dangerous person in the room isn't the one who can manipulate others. It's the one who can no longer be manipulated. Class is dismissed, but the real test starts the moment you look away from this screen. Don't just watch the game. Own the board.